Hi guys. So today we're going to do a wrist-friendly flow. Last week I hurt my wrist doing some push-ups, and I've been trying to keep off my wrist to give it a chance to heal. So I designed this flow to be friendly for the wrist. So we won't be doing any down dogs or push-ups or even tabletop. So this is a great practice to do if happens to be that you've also injured your wrist, or maybe you're just having a day where your wrists aren't feeling up to weight bearing, or even if not, this will be a great strengthening, mobilizing kind of flow. So let's get to it. We're going to start standing today. So come on to your feet, stand at the top of your mat, and we're going to start with some shoulder circles. So just feel the ground beneath your feet, nice and firm, and let's just start making some shoulder circles. Easy shoulder circles, just getting the joints moving. Try to keep your body facing front so the whole torso is not moving, just your shoulders, getting some nice big circles. And then you can let the circles get a little bit bigger, and you can let your torso move as well, your pelvis starting to move, getting a little swinging feeling, maybe a little blood flow happening into the shoulder. Good, and then let's do the other side. So let's start facing front. Keep everything facing front as the left shoulder makes some big circles, leading with the thumb, and then corkscrewing the arm all the way around, coming back through the bottom. Let's do that a couple more times, and then you can let that movement become a little more flowy and start to turn the pelvis, just letting your body feel it out, get the blood flowing. Nice. And then let's take both arms, thumbs lead as we lift the arms up overhead. Maybe take a big breath in here, reach up for the ceiling. Rotate your arms, come around back, squeeze your shoulder blades together as you come through. Let's do that one more time. Reach it up and around, squeeze the shoulder blades and come through to the bottom. Now let's work the lower body a little bit. Shift your weight onto your left foot. With the weight shifted onto the left foot, feel nice and grounded through that left leg. So that's your support as the right leg starts to lift and hover just a couple centimeters off the ground. So imagine that you're sort of trying to keep your pelvis pretty level as you let the weight come out of that right foot and hover it just above the ground. And then we can start to move that right leg back and forth. And as you move the leg, you'll probably find your arms just naturally want to join in the motion, and that's good, that's fine. Let your leg start to swing a little bit. Whoop, and if you lose your balance, just find it again. Swinging that leg back and forth, warming up the right hip. And then put that foot down. Shift the weight into the right foot. Strong right leg. Try not to collapse into the right foot as we lighten up through the left foot, hovering the left foot, trying to keep the pelvis level. So imagine you're barely lifting that foot. It's just hovering a couple centimeters off the ground. If someone was looking at you from in front, they might not even know you were lifting that leg. And then begin to swing the leg like a pendulum, swinging it back and forth, letting the arms swing in opposition, warming up that hip, swinging it. Let the movement just flow a little bit. Doesn't have to be super precise. And then come back to stand. Shift around a little. See how that feels through your hips, through your shoulders. And then let's take a big breath up. Inhale, reach the hands up for the ceiling. Exhale, drop your right hand, and then reach the left hand up and over as the right hand slides down the body for a side stretch. Inhale, reach both hands up again. Exhale, left hand down your side, right hand reaches up and over. Inhale, reach both hands up. Palms come to touch. As you exhale, bring your hands down to center. Thumbs come to sternum. Let's do a couple of half sun salutes here. So inhaling, reaching up for the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, palms come to touch. Draw the hands all the way down and bring your hands to your side. Now let's add in a forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Release your head, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, slide your fingertips up your shins, flat back, reach up through the crown of the head. Exhale, come all the way down. And then inhale, unhinge your hips, come all the way up. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Last time. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, hinge forward. Belly comes to thighs. Inhale, lift the chest. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, release the head. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Get the blood flowing a little bit. All right. Now, here we go. We're going to shift the weight into our left foot. Okay, weight shifts to left. The right foot is going to come up. Lift your knee up high. So balancing on the left side, interlace your fingers, grab hold of your right shin, and pull your knee up as high as you can. Can you push down at the same time through that left foot, through your standing foot? That's your support. Pull the knee up. Flex your foot. Now, is it possible to release your hands and keep that knee in the same position without letting it drop? Lots of active work here for your hip flexors. Pull that knee up. Take a breath here. Reach your fingertips wide. Exhale, put your leg down. Shifting the weight to the right now. Bring the knee up, flexing the hip. Grab hold of that left shin, pressing down through your right foot. Flex your left ankle. Tall through the crown of the head as you pull that leg in. Good. Finding your balance here. Release the left leg, but continue to pull that knee up towards your chest as you extend your arms out. If you get a cramp in your hip flexors, no worries. Just bring it down, try it again. Lift up through the belly, low belly lifts. Lift that knee up. Good work. And then slowly lower down. Good, how'd that feel in your hip flexors? Let's keep going with that. Okay, so we're gonna lift the right knee. Lift that leg up once again as high as you can. Feel those hip flexors working. And we're gonna come to warrior 3 or airplane pose. So starting to tip forward, draw that right leg back as you hinge forward, hands at heart center. Reach the right leg back. Flex your foot as if you were pressing into a wall behind you. Lift, whoop, lift up through your left hip. Draw the right side waist down. Good, beautiful warrior 3 here. And then come back up, whoop, balance, lift the right knee, set it back down. Good, let's do that on the other side. Okay, shifting the weight into the right foot. Lift the left knee up high. Begin to tip forward as you send that left leg back, coming into an airplane position. Hands at the center. Flex your left foot, press it into the wall behind you. Lift that leg. Press through the right foot as well. Good. Coming out of it, lift your head, chest, and torso. Lift the left knee and set it down. Good work. Okay, let's keep going here. Coming into a chair pose. So feet can be hips distance apart or feet can be closer together. Find the position that works well for you. Okay, feet, I like my feet under my hips, so a little bit of space there. Corkscrew your feet into the floor. So imagine we're trying to like open 2 jars with your feet as you come into a chair pose. Sitting back, find the weight moving in towards your heels. Come into a chair pose. Hands come to the center, chest lifts. From here, we're going to shift the weight into the left foot and hover the right foot above the ground. Good work. Maybe your left leg is shaking. That's okay. Hold it for 3, for 2, for 1. Set the right foot down. Press up through your feet. Come to stand. Let's do the other side. Sitting down into our chair. Corkscrew those feet out. Press the knees out. Turn on these outer hip muscles. Shift the weight into the right foot. Hover the left foot just a couple of centimeters above the floor. Hold it there. Hold it there. Feel the strength of your legs. For 3, for 2, for 1. Set it down. Press it up. Good work. Let's add on to that. So we're going to come into a chair pose. Here we go. Sitting our weight back into our heels. Turning on these outer hip muscles by corkscrewing the feet into the floor. Pressing the knees out. Good. Take a moment in the chair pose. And then we're going to hover the right foot above the ground. And then we're going to come into that warrior 3. So with our left knee bent, press your right leg back as you hinge forward. Keep a bend in that left knee. Press out through your right foot. Good. This is hard work. And then with control, we're going to come to warrior 2. Right foot lowers down to the floor. Heel swivels, touches down. Adjust yourself however you need. For your warrior 2, make sure you've got a lot of space here. Warrior 2. Good. Strong legs. Pull your left heel in towards the center. Strong left leg. Good. Looking out over the left fingertips. Take a breath. Feel the ground beneath your feet. In breath. On the out breath, let's reverse our warrior. Good. Exhale, come back to warrior 2. In breath, reach it forward, side angle. Good, let's do that again. Warrior 2, inhale. Reverse warrior. Warrior 2. Reach it forward. Come to that side angle. Nice. Inhale. Warrior 2. One more time. Reverse that warrior. Keep a bend in that front leg as you open up this left side of the body. Come back to warrior 2. Reach your fingertips forward as you place your left forearm onto your left thigh. Reach your right hand up to the ceiling. And this time bring that right hand behind your back. Back of the hand to your low back. Open up your right shoulder. Draw the right shoulder back. Spin the lower ribs towards the ceiling. Nice. Hold it here. One more breath. Reach your right hand back up towards the ceiling. Extend your left knee. Draw the left hip back. We're coming to triangle pose. Good. You don't need to lock out this front knee. Reach the right hand up to the ceiling as you draw your left hip back. You can rest your left hand on your left shin. Look up towards your right fingertips. Good, and then come all the way up. Keep those legs straight. Reach it back for a reverse triangle. Nice. Cartwheel your hands all the way down. This is as close as we're coming to weight bearing on the hands. Coming into a low lunge here. And then step your right foot forward, release your head, forward fold. Good, you could just grab your elbows here and rock from side to side. Release your hands, press through the feet, and slowly, one vertebrae at a time, make your way up to standing, rolling up through the spine, sliding the belly in as you roll up. Good, inhale, reach the hands up, and exhale them down to center. Good, okay, let's do the other side. All right, I'm getting a bit more. I'm going to take off my sweatshirt. Maybe you are too. Grab some water if you need it. Whoop, there goes the sweatshirt. Okay, feet. Press the knees out. Feel those outer hip muscles turn on as we come into chair. Lift the chest. Shifting the weight now into the right leg. We hover our left foot above the floor. Good. And then keeping the right knee bent, we're going to make our way into a warrior three. Press your left leg back. Flex the foot. Press it into the imaginary wall behind you. Good. Press up through the right foot. Drop your left hip a little bit. Don't let that left hip open. Whoop-a. Good. Hold it there. And then with control, we're coming to warrior two. So lower the left leg down. Spin the heel. Make your way into warrior two. Good. Arms come to shoulder height. Pull your right heel towards the center line. Looking out over the right fingertips. Take a breath. And exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, side angle. Good. Warrior two. And reverse. Warrior two. Reach it forward for that side angle pose. Press down through your left foot. One more round. Reverse your warrior. Come back to warrior two. Side angle. This time, left arm goes up to the ceiling. Bring the left hand behind your back. Draw your shoulder open. Shoulder blade down your back. Good. Hands comes to the hip crease on the right side. Draw that right hip back as we hinge at the hips. Good. Coming into a triangle pose, bring your right hand to your right shin. Left hand up to the ceiling. You can look up towards that left hand. Continue to draw your right heel in towards the center line. Good. Lots of muscles working in that right leg. Feel the inner thighs working as you pull the leg in. Come back up into a straight-legged warrior two. Reverse triangle. Nice. And then cartwheel your hands all the way down. Frame your right foot. Coming into a low lunge, nice and strong. Weight in the front foot. And step your left foot forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Flat back here. Long through the spine. Feel the openness across your collarbones Exhale, release down. And then inhale all the way up. Hands come to center. Good job. Okay. So, maybe what I'll do now. Okay, let's go for another round now. Here we go. Okay, coming to stand on our feet now, shift your weight into your left foot again. Lift up the right knee, strong through that left leg. Take hold of your right knee and let's open it up to the side. Your left arm can go out to the side for balance and bring it in. Let's do that again. Open it up to the side and bring it in. One more time. Open to the side and bring it in. Good. Keep that knee lifted. And then once again, let's make our way into Warrior Three. Send that right leg back, tipping at the hips, chest coming towards the floor, pressing out through that back leg. And we're going to make our way into a high lunge. So begin to bend your left knee. As you bend your left knee, right foot is going to touch down. Good. Inhale, reach your hands up. You can keep a slight bend in that back knee. Draw your front hip back and your back hip front as you sweep your hands up overhead. Nice. Inhale, reach up. Good. Okay, now from here, we're going to lower the back knee to the floor and then come up again. So you can keep your hands lifted, or alternatively, put your hands on your hips to make it a little easier. So here we go, down to the floor. Just kiss the floor with your knee and then press the ground away, straighten both legs. 2 more times, down to the floor and then straighten both legs. 1 more time, down to the floor, and then straighten both legs. Nice. Come back to your high lunge. So bend the front knee. Inhale, reach your hands up if they're not already up. Bring thumb to thumb and pull your elbows down by your side. Lift your sternum, get a little back bend here. Let your gaze go up to the ceiling. Breastbone up to the ceiling. Nice. Reach the arms up. And then we're going to open up to a Warrior Two just for a moment as we bring our hands to our hips. Spin both feet parallel, coming to a wide-legged stance. And then turn your feet out about 45 degrees, heels in. Let's come down to a goddess squat. So lower down. Send the knees out. Don't let them cave in as much as they want to. Let the tailbone drop and be heavy here. Send the weight to the outer edges of your feet if you can. I know this is a lot of work for the legs. Good stuff. Now, a little bit of wrist work here. Press out with your arms, trying to extend your wrists, getting your fingers to point to the ceiling. A little bit of work for that injured wrist. Come down a bit lower. Flip your fingers, pointing to the floor. One more time to the ceiling. One more time to the floor. Yeah. Hands come back to your hips and then press up. Good. Let's heel toe our feet in towards each other and make our way to the top of the mat to do the other side. Coming to the top of the mat now, we shift our weight into the right leg. Lift up that left knee. Okay, don't collapse through this right leg. Be strong. Lift up. Feel those outer hip muscles working as you engage your glutes to press into the floor. Lift this left knee up. Grab hold with your left hand. and open it out to the side. Close, bring it back to center, and open it again. Coming back to the center, one more time, open and close. Take this leg back, coming into a warrior three. Good, maybe this time, let's bring our arms behind us, extended shoulders, and can you begin to pump your arms or pulse your arms as if you were going to clap your hands behind you. Lift your belly up, lift through the right hip. Couple more. Woo! Yuffie. Whoa, I lost my balance. Good. And then bend your right knee. Place your left toes on the floor. Come to that high lunge. Inhale, reach up. Slight bend in the back knee. Whew. Good work. Okay. We know the work that's coming here, so keep your arms lifted or bring them to your hips. And here we go. Down to the floor. Kiss the floor with your knee. Push the ground away. 2 more times. Down to the floor. Push the ground away. 1 more time. Down to the floor. Push the ground away. Good. Come back to your high lunge by bending your front knee. Thumb to thumb. Pull down. Lift the sternum. Look up. Draw the shoulder blades together. Push your arms back. Good. Come back to that high lunge. Come into warrior two. And then parallel your feet. Good. With your feet parallel and your toes turned in, hinge at your hips and come down to a wide-legged forward fold. Long through the spine. Send the sit bones slightly back. Release your head. Hi. Ah, good. And then we could bend our right knee a little bit, shifting the weight to the right. Bend the left knee, shift to the left. Come back to center. Hands come to hips. Come halfway up. Find that long spine again. Maybe lift the back of your skull just a little bit here. And then on your next inhale, come all the way up. Heel toe your feet in towards each other. And then make your way to the top of the mat. Great work. Okay, now our hips should be ready for a little tree pose. We did quite a bit of hip opening. So let's shift our weight onto the left foot and try this balance pose. We've been working a lot of balance already. So let's see how it goes. So lifting your right knee up, begin to open up the hip, externally rotate the hip, and then find the spot where your foot can land on your left leg. This is a very active way of doing tree pose, rather than just pulling the foot up as high as it goes. Now, if your foot lands on your knee, if that feels okay for you, it's fine. If it feels unstable or it feels like it might hurt your knee, so go ahead and go just below the knee or just above the knee. Okay, but if you feel like your knee feels okay when you do this, so sababa. Okay, find the spot where your foot lands on your leg. Find your balance, press down through your balancing leg, your supporting leg, and bring your hands to heart center. If you're feeling it, if your balance is good today, you can try taking the arms up overhead. Make sure you're breathing. That's the ikar, is the breath. Lift the knee up, and with control, bring the leg back down. Good work. Let's do the other side. Okay, I'll face you for the other side. We're going to do shifting our weight into the right leg. Bring the left leg up, open it up to the side, and find the spot where your foot lands. If you feel more comfortable doing tree pose a little more passively, if that's what you're in the mood for today, go ahead and do it. Grab hold of your foot and place it on your inner thigh, wherever you like. Find your balance. Bring your hands to the center. Press down through your supporting leg. Squeeze your glutes. That'll help with your balance. And if you're feeling it, bring your arms up overhead. Nice. And then with control, bring the knee up and set it down. Great. Coming back to the top of the mat now. Bring your feet as wide as you need to draw yourself down into a squat. So you can turn your feet out and begin to draw your bottom down as the knees go out over the toes, coming down into a squat or malasana. You can use your upper arms to encourage the legs wide. As we stay here for just a moment, you could shift your weight from side to side. See how that feels. If your heels are off the ground, that's okay. If you want to stick a blanket underneath your heels and press your heels down into a blanket, that can be a good idea too, as a way of working your way down into eventually being able to dorsiflex your feet enough to get your heels onto the floor. And then bring your hands behind you. Lower your bottom down to the floor. Come onto your heels, so knees bent, ankles dorsiflex, toes drawing towards your shins. Extend your arms long, tuck your tailbone, hollow out your belly. Keep your chin slightly tucked as you roll your way all the way down to the floor. Good job. One full body stretch. Reach your hands over your head. Reach your legs long. From here, we're going to come right over onto our belly. So roll on over. And we're going to do one locust pose. So bring your arms out to a cactus position like we did in the high lunge. Draw your outer heels towards each other. Press your pubic bone down into the floor. Lift the frontal hip points so your belly lifts a little bit as your feet press into the ground. Your knees lift slightly away from the ground. Your head, neck, and shoulders lift away from the ground. Lift your arms up as your feet press into the floor. Can you lift a little higher as you press your pubic bone into the floor? And then lift the feet as well. Lift everything away from the floor. Draw the shoulder blades together. Lift up for another 3, and 2, and 1, and release down. Take a breath, let it out. Feel the breath roll through you here, filling up the back body. And exhale. From here, we're going to do a little quad stretch. So come up onto your left forearm. Continue to press the pubic bone into the ground as you bring your right heel towards your bum, bending your knee. Reach back behind you, find your right foot, grab hold, and give yourself a nice stretch of the front of the thigh. Pull the heel in. Continue to press down through the pelvis. Pressing down through your left forearm. Don't collapse into your left shoulder. And now press your right foot into your right hand as your right hand is pulling your foot towards your bum. And then release your foot. Release your foot, but don't let it just pop away. So with control, release the foot down. Let's do the other side. Coming onto the right forearm now. Bend your left knee, draw the heel in towards the chest. Reach behind you, grab for that foot. Pull the foot in, pull the heel in towards your bum as you press through your right forearm. Continue to breathe as you feel that stretch through the left thigh. And now press your foot into your hand. Press your foot into your hand. As your hand and your foot are having a little tug of war. And then release the leg. Continue drawing that heel in and then slowly let it go. Good job. Roll over onto your back. Bending your knees, feet flat on the floor. Cross right ankle over left thigh for a nice figure four stretch. Lift the left foot, interlace your fingers, interlace your hands around your left thigh. Rock a little from side to side. Draw your left knee towards your left shoulder. One more easy breath here. And then release it down and switch sides. Left crosses over right. Draw it in. Draw your knee towards your right shoulder. We have a tendency to let everything kind of fall over to the left. So see if you can guide your right knee towards your right shoulder as you pull it in. Feel your breathing start to smooth out as you drop your feet. Let your knees windshield wiper from side to side, one of my most favorite movements. And then if you want to get your arms involved, you could bring your arms up overhead. And as your knees fall to the right, let your arms sweep over to the left. And as your knees fall to the left, your arms sweep to the right. Side to side, like a little piece of seaweed blowing in the sea, just being buoyed around by the waves from side to side. And then coming back to center, hug your knees in towards your chest. Rock from side to side. And then take this last moment to take any last movements or poses that you feel like your body needs. And then get yourself comfortable, start to settle yourself in for a couple of minutes of Shavasana. I'll stay with you for about 3 minutes or so of Halpaya, of rest. So you can lay down on your back or you can lay on your side. Or if you like, you can put your feet up on a chair. Whatever position feels comfortable for you. And as you snuggle down into the floor and settle, fidgeting starts to lessen and you find some stillness, you can close your eyes and you can begin to tune in to the rhythm of your breath. As you allow the body to rest, to be supported by the ground, you can let your focus make its way to your breathing. Allow yourself to notice the rise and fall of your chest, the rise and fall of your belly, the movement of your ribs with each inhale. And then maybe as your breath smooths out, you are able to lengthen the exhale. And as you lengthen the exhale, you are giving a signal to your nervous system that it is time to relax and to calm. And so allow these last couple of minutes to be an oasis of calm. Whatever thoughts come up in your busy mind, you can acknowledge them, look at them, and then send them on their way to be dealt with a little later. And if you've got a little bit more time, I encourage you to continue to lay here for another 5 or maybe even 10 minutes. Just paying attention to the rhythm of your breath, the rise and fall, the expansion and contraction. And let the earth support your body for just a little longer. And if you're going to finish with me, then allow your breath to deepen and begin to move your limbs, rolling out your wrists and your ankles, and making your way to a seated position in whatever way feels good for you. And then coming to sit in a cross-legged position or any other way that feels good. Sitting up nice and tall. We'll finish together with one breath, reaching the hands up, and then exhaling the hands down. Thanks for practicing with me, guys. Hope this was good for your wrists.